Good morning, and well, I haven't said it to everyone, certainly not in an assembly. Welcome back to school for those of you who haven't been in school all the way through. It is amazing to have everyone back. It really is fantastic. School has felt like proper Swiss gardens this week. On Monday, it was the most incredible atmosphere in school. Absolutely, like I've been a teacher for how long? About 412 years, I think, something like that. And it was just the most amazing atmosphere in school. And as the week's gone on, I think everyone's gradually began to settle and everyone has felt like it is getting back to Swiss gardens, getting back to school. So I will continue to do what. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say before I move on to that is just well done to all of the children because you have got used to the routines, got used to the way of working at the moment. Look, fingers crossed it's not going to go on forever. I'm sure it isn't. But the way of working at the moment, you've really stepped back into that so well. So I'm really, really proud of you all. Now, 1 week today is Comic Relief Day, and I was going to share a Comic Relief assembly with you this morning, but I'm afraid I haven't been very successful in doing that. So Miss Bourne had sent me the link, so I'll send it on to all the teachers so you can show Ethan's story today, which is really good. It's one of the ways in which one of the things which Comic Relief has raised money for. Ethan is a little boy with cerebral palsy who has difficulty speaking, and Comic Relief funding has really helped him. It's a lovely little video. It's really, really sweet. And next Friday, for Comic Relief, which is really important, it's been going a long time now, Comic Relief, and raised millions and millions of pounds for good causes in this country and other countries. And next Friday is Superhero Day. So we are going to dress as superheroes, but a particular kind of superhero, because during this all these lockdowns and what's called the pandemic, people who work in the National Health Service have been the absolute heroes. They have been dealing with a lot of ill people and having to work so hard in really, really difficult conditions and circumstances. And they have done an amazing job. So when we think about real life superheroes, it's people who work in the National Health Service for us, the NHS. So next Friday, when we dress as superheroes, we're going to try and dress as people who would work in the NHS. And maybe your teachers could talk to you about who those kind of people might be. I wonder if anyone could tell me now what kind of people work in the NHS. I know some of your mums and dads do. So who is it? Yeah, nurses, very good. Doctors, well done. But it's not just nurses and doctors, there's lots of other people who work supporting all kinds of different aspects of the NHS. From people who are porters, who move things around, move people around in hospitals, to physiotherapists, to all kinds of other people. So maybe you could have a quick discussion in your class about people who work in the NHS. So next Friday, Comic Relief Day, we are raising money for that and dressing as NHS superheroes, and hopefully you'll get a chance to see Ethan's film today about how he's been resourced by Comic Relief. It's brilliant. Okay, so I was going to, well, let's do a poem. Yeah, let's do a poem. Let's have a poem. So it's Michael Rosen. Of course it's a Michael Rosen. And do you know, I hope you never get up to this at home. I really hope you don't. It's called Gymnastics. I never did. When my mum and dad went out, we moved the chair to the end of the settee, and then we used to take it in turns to do dive bombs off the chair onto the settee. Stand by, wee, ka-flump, great. Jump down onto the floor, back onto the chair, stand by for dive bomb, wee, ka-flump. Wow, did you see that one? Then we put another chair on the other end of the settee and rammed the table up close to that chair. Then you could dive bomb off the chair onto the settee. Whee! Ka-flump. climb onto the chair at the other end of the settee and then up on the table, leap off the table like a red devil. Yahoo! Bam! On the floor. Then we all piled up the cushions in the corner so you could go tunnelling along the wall, round the corner, back to the chair next to the settee, jugga, 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 and banging your feet on the floorboards, da-da-da-da-da-da. Great. I asked Haribo, Tony Saunders, Lizzie, Gray and Hendy over, and all 7 of us went round. Great. Next day we all met up and it was Lizzie who said, after we've dive bombed the settee, we could trampoline for a bit, bouncy, 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 and then if we pulled the flaps out of the table, we could do marching on the table. Clomp, 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 clomp. Great, I said. Come over. Yeah, we'll come over for gymnastics at Rosie's place. So that night we dashed out of school into our front room, moved the furniture around and away we went. Stand by for dive bomb. Whee! Kerflump onto the settee. Trampoline. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Up onto the chair. Number 2. Up onto the table. March, march, march. Clomp, clomp, clomp. Red devil. Yahoo! Bam! Onto the floor. Jugga, jugga, jugga. Under the cushions. Thudder, thudder, thudder. And back to chair number 1. All 7 of us. Great, screaming our heads off round and round our gymnastics course. The doorbell rang. Right in the middle of our session, the doorbell. I went and answered the door. It was the man from downstairs. He looked at me for a long time and then he started to speak. Is your father in? No, I said. Tell him I want a word with him when he comes in, will you? He said. Yes, I said. He went on looking at me. I could hear him breathing and his eyes were getting big. His mouth was tightening up. Then he shouted, "My light fitting has just fallen out of my ceiling! What's going on? I've never heard anything like it. What have you got in there, a whole herd of elephants? My light fitting has just fallen out of my ceiling!" Then, all quiet, he said, "I shall tell your mother and father about this. Don't you worry, sonny. You'll see." He went indoors. I dashed back into the front room. They were all lying about all over the floor, panting and giggling. That was the man from downstairs. He says we've bust his light or something. Blimey, one of them said. You're in trouble. Yeah, Rosie's in trouble, they said. And they all got up off the floor and dashed out of the house. You can bet they didn't hang about or anything. Hopefully you have never done anything like that at home. Now, we have some, if I can find them, house point winners and a couple of jokes to finish off. Let me find the house point winners. Oh dear, here we are. So, in 3rd place this week with 1,013, a fire. 2nd with 1,105, water. Earth a 2nd with 1,208 and the winners are air with 1,290. Now usually we do a different class for each house, but we haven't had time to do that this week, so we'll do the classes next week. I was in Cormoran's class and they were telling me jokes this week and I asked them to write them down, but they haven't sent them to me yet. So come on, Cormorants, and anyone else who's got some good jokes for me. I've got 3 for you here. I think 3. Why did the baby strawberry cry? Because his parents were in a jam. Strawberry jam. Okay, it's good, isn't it? Right, next one. I would tell you a joke about blunt pencils, but it's pointless. Do you get it? No? What are blunt pencils? What are they missing? Okay, very good. Waiter, do you serve fish? Of course, sir. We'll serve anyone. They're good, aren't they? They made me laugh. Okay, well, maybe you don't think they're very good. I know Year 6 don't like my jokes. Sorry, Year 6. Okay, so have a great Friday. I'll see you around school. Well done for settling in back in school so well. It's been an amazing week and it's great to have you all back. Bye.